Hi everyone, in this video I will be showing you how to crochet fingerless gloves with a 2-color pattern. For this project you will need yarn in worsted or medium weight. I am using 2 skeins of different colors. I am using maroon and off-white. You can choose whatever colors you prefer. The yarn I am using is from KnitPal and is natural merino yarn that is hand dyed. If you are interested in seeing a review I made of this yarn, I will be leaving a link to that and to where you can find this yarn as well. You can use a 5mm crochet hook for this, but specifically the hook I am using is a 5.75mm hook. To begin, make a knotted loop. The way I like to do it is to make a loop, make 2 chains, then pull the bottom piece of yarn to make the knot. Then we're going to make 9 chains. When you get to the end, skip the first chain and insert your hook into the second chain. Hook the yarn and pull it through. Bring the yarn over the hook again and pull it through both loops on your hook. This makes a single crochet stitch. Repeat the same single crochet stitch on every chain until you get to the end. Once at the end, turn your piece over. Then make 1 chain. Insert your hook on the same first stitch but only on the back loop. If you turn your work so that you are looking at it from above, you will see a braid or chain along the edge. You want to use only the back loops of these chains, meaning those furthest away from you. Make a single crochet stitch like before into each loop and repeat until you finish the row. Once at the end, turn your piece around again and repeat the process. There should be 8 stitches on every row, so make sure to count them before moving on to the next row. In total, we are going to be making 24 rows like this. This is what is going to make the cuff for the gloves. Now we're going to single crochet again along the outer longer edge. Simply start by making 1 chain, then inserting your hook in the same first loop. Hook the yarn and pull it through. Hook the yarn again and pull it through both loops. Keep going and single crochet down the edge into each stitch until you get to the end. Fold the cuff in half and line the edges together. Remove the hook from the loop you are working with and insert it into the loop on the opposite corner. Hook the other loop and bring it through. Now insert your hook on the second stitch on both ends. For this, make sure all the stitches are lined up correctly. Pull the yarn through the 2 stitches and through the loop on your hook. Go on to the next stitch and do the same. Continue on until both ends are completely stitched together. Then flip the cuff inside out so that the seam we just made is on the inside. To continue, make 1 chain and single crochet again into the same stitch. Move on to the second stitch and single crochet again. Repeat the process all the way around the cuff. We are basically repeating what we did to the bottom of the cuff. Once at the end, remove the hook from the loop you are working on and insert it into what was the starting stitch. Then hook the last loop and pull it through. Here we're going to change colors, so clip the yarn about an inch or so away from the hook and tie it to the new color. Make 3 tight knots to make sure it's secure. You want the knots to be as close as possible to where you left off so that when you start the new row it will be with the new color. Then cut off any excess yarn at the ends. To make the rest of the glove, make 1 chain, then single crochet into the same first stitch as we have done before. However, for the next stitch, hook the yarn first, then insert the hook into the next chain. Pull the yarn through. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, then pull the yarn through the last 2 remaining loops. This is a double crochet stitch. For the next stitch, single crochet again. We are going to keep alternating between single crochet and double crochet in a pattern all the way around. So first single crochet, then double crochet, single, then double, and so on. Finish the row by pulling the last loop through the first stitch as before. Repeat the process with the next row as well. Each color is going to have 2 rows, so after the second row in white I am going to tie in the maroon again and make 2 rows of that color. Make sure you keep to the pattern of single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, and so on when making each row. For this next part, I recommend you measure the glove on your own hand to see how much of it should cover your wrist. Each person has different size hands, so calculate more or less where you want the thumb hole to be or how far up your wrist you want the gloves to cover. This way you can choose how many rows to add. If you want to do it exactly as I did, I made 15 rows before I stopped to make the thumb hole. To make the thumb hole, once you finish the 15th row, you're going to make 5 chains. Then count 7 stitches and insert your hook into the 8th, making a single crochet stitch. Then on the next one, make a double crochet. We are just going to repeat the pattern we have been doing on each row. For the next row, simply crochet the single and double crochet stitches into each chain that we made for the thumb hole. Again, measure the glove against your own hand to see where you want the glove to end. For my gloves, I added 9 more rows after the 15th row where we added the thumb hole. So in total we have 24 rows. Once you determine where you want the glove to end, we're going to add 1 row of single crochet stitches just to clean up the edge. So start by making 1 chain, single crochet into the same stitch, then single crochet all the way around into each stitch. Once at the end, pull the last loop into the first stitch as before, but then add one more chain. Cut off the yarn and pull the last piece of yarn through completely, tightening it down to make a knot. Lastly, weave the remaining piece of yarn through the stitches several times so that it's hidden. Then cut off any excess yarn. For the second glove, you're just going to repeat the same exact process from the beginning. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more creative videos and please consider supporting the channel on Patreon, where you can get access to more creative content. Thank you.